U.S. removes reciprocity visa fees for Nigerians. And 4 policemen on election duty drowned during Bayelsa senatorial by-election. On entertainment, former Miss World Agbani Darego welcomes second child. And in sports, Manchester City beat Fulham to enter 4th place in the English Premier League. Details of these and more after this break. I am Omoye Uwede. Director General of the Department of State Services, Yusuf Bichi, has warned against actions that threaten national security by unpatriotic elements. The DG called on members of the public to join hands with security and other law enforcement agencies to enthrone peace and order in the country. Speaking on Saturday at the graduation ceremony for participants of the Executive Intelligence Management course EIMC 13 at the National Institute for Security Studies, Abuja, Bichi said the Secret Service will ensure that the unity and cooperate existence of the country remains inviolable. A total of 50 participants from the security and intelligence sector, paramilitary and other agencies graduated from the 10-month course which commenced at the NISS on February 3rd, 2020. And the federal government on Saturday announced that the United States has removed all visa reciprocity fees for Nigerians seeking visas to the country with effect from December 3rd. Disclosing this at the weekend, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs said the development was sequel to the removal of excess visa application processing and biometric fees for American citizens applying for Nigerian visas. Recall that President Donald Trump's administration had in 2019 imposed a fee for all approved non-immigrant visas application by Nigerians. The fee was charged in addition to visa application fees for only applicants who are issued visas. And the Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria is to embark on a 3-day warning strike from December 7th to protest the deplorable state of access roads to seaports in Lagos State. In a communique issued on Saturday in Lagos, NWUN said the situation was no longer tolerable. The communique was signed by the President General of the Union, Adewale Adeoju, and the Secretary General, Felix Akingboye. It was issued after the Union's National Executive Council meeting in Lagos. According to the communique, the union had at various occasions drawn the attention of the relevant authorities to the bad roads, which has caused other road users to lose plenty man-hours trying to get through the roads to their destination. The union said the response from the government would determine its next line of action after the warning strike. And the Nigeria Union of Pensioners has kicked against plan to borrow over 10 trillion naira from the pension fund. The union argued that the government has no authority over the money and should therefore not tamper with it. The pensioners' protest stemmed from plans by the Nigerian governors to borrow a total of 17 trillion naira from 2 sources for infrastructure development. One of the sources proposed by the governors is the accumulated pension fund. The governors took the decision after receiving a briefing from the Kaduna State Governor Nasser El-Rufai, who is the chairman of the National Economic Council Ad Hoc Committee on leveraging portion of accumulated pension funds for investment in the Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority. And pensioners in Rivers State have threatened a mass protest over what they call the failure of the state government to look into their welfare despite repeated efforts to get its attention. The chairman of the Nigerian Union of Pensioners in Rivers State, Collins Nwankwo, handed down the threats during the South-South zonal meeting of the union held in Port Harcourt, the state capital. Nwankwo said the state government was insensitive to the plight of its members, saying the issue of payment of gratuities, initial pension arrears and death benefits have not been attended to despite various pleas by the union. Meanwhile, the Director General of the Rivers State Pensions Board, Samuel Ijoma, said the government will continue to give premium to pensioners' welfare as senior citizens of the state, insisting that the government is not owing pensioners. And the news continues right after this break. Do stay with us.
At split seconds, there is a lot happening around us, but we can't be everywhere all the time. We've got work, families, and chores to cater to, and most importantly, time to rest. And that's why having reliable partner like KUFM News is important. Sleeping? We don't. We work round the clock, bringing you stories as they break from Nigeria and across the world. We would stop at nothing to keep you informed, because KUFM News is all about you and stories that affect you. Politics, business, human interests, sports, entertainment, just name it. We've got you covered. KUFM News. Timely, precise, spot on.
And you're welcome back. Still in the news, Delta State Governor Ifeanyi Okowa has urged President Muhammadu Buhari to reconstitute the board of Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, insisting that instability in the commission's board has contributed to the systemic institutional failure of the agency. Speaking at a book launch written by Michael Tidi, Chairman Warri South Local Government Council, Okowa stressed the need for President Buhari to give NDDC a board that would be accountable and eliminate politicization of the interventionist agency. Okowa, who is the chairman of South-South Governors Forum, made the call in Asaba, set aside from the stipends being paid to some former militants under the amnesty program, the federal government should also empower the people. According to him, the federal government ought to find a pathway for those trained, because many of the skill acquisition centers being built have been abandoned. And police personnel on election duty have drowned in a river in Bayelsa State on their way to Southern Ijaw local government area of the state. It was learned that the incident, whose cause is yet to be ascertained, occurred during the by-elections holding across the two senatorial districts in the state. It was further learned that the deceased policemen were reportedly on their way to the place of assignment when the boat capsized. Spokesman for the Bayelsa State Police Command, SP Asinim Baswat, confirmed the incident. He said the boat capsized on their way to Okporomo, headquarters of Southern Ijaw local government area. Baswat also said the police authorities were yet to ascertain the number and details of the officers involved in the boat mishap. And the Court of Appeal sitting in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, has fixed December 17th to hear the appeal seeking the disqualification of former governor of Bayelsa State, Saraki Dixon, in the race for the Bayelsa West Senatorial District by-election. The suit, which was filed by an applicant, Owokwele Enerokumo, was dismissed by the lower court Justice Jane Inyang for want of jurisdiction. Owokwele had challenged the eligibility of Dixon to contest the by-election over alleged submission of false information and documents to the Independent National Electoral Commission. And the police in Benue State have arrested a suspected killer of a lecturer in the Federal University of Agriculture, Makurdi, the Benue State capital. According to a statement on Sunday by the Police Public Relations Officer DSP Anene Catherine, the suspect, who is also a student of the university, was arrested in Abuja, where he went to sell the car of the deceased. The lecturer, Dr. Carl Kwaga, was said to have been found in a pool of blood at JS Takar Foundation on November 28. After receiving the information, police officers were deployed to the scene, where they saw that the victim had been brutally stabbed on his ribs and cut in the neck. He was later rushed to the hospital, where he was confirmed dead. According to the police, the suspect, Nandu Jeremiah from Imo State, confessed to the crime. He further confessed that his initial intention was to only threaten the victim with a fake gun and rob him of his car, but he ended up killing him because of his resistance, after which he took the car away. And coming up in a moment in entertainment news, former Miss World Agbani Darego welcomes second child. This and more on entertainment news. It's not news done on KU 92.7 FM Benin City. Some entertainment stories. Former Miss World Agbani Darego has welcomed the second child with her husband, Azaya Danjuma, on the 4th of December 2020. The beauty queen, who was crowned Miss World in 2001, took to Instagram to make the announcement while giving thanks to God. Darego, however, is yet to reveal the gender of the baby. American rapper Bozy Badass is suing Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg after his Instagram account was shut down in August for posting indecent content. He claims the platform's decision to deactivate his account took a heavy toll on his business ventures. During a recent interview, the 38-year-old rapper said he was suing the tech guru for $20 million, which he claims has been his loss of income from losing his page. Bozy is alleging he was targeted because of his race. Another entertainment story, American rapper Hubert Wright III, well known as G Herbo, has reportedly surrendered to authorities after being charged with fraud. According to a 14-count indictment that was filed in September and made public on Wednesday, the rapper is among several individuals accused of conducting a $1 million fraud scheme. They are facing federal charges of conspiracy to commit wire fraud as well as aggravated identity theft. Federal prosecutors say Herbo and his crew used stolen IDs and credit card information, possibly obtained through the dark web, to make extravagant purchases over the last few years. These include trips on private jets, limo services, high-end car rentals, a Jamaican vacation, illegal charge trips across the country, and 2 designer puppies totaling about $1.5 million. According to documents from the Department of Justice for the United States Attorney for the District of Massachusetts, 25-year-old G Herbo self-surrendered in the Central District of California on Thursday. All defendants are to appear in court on December 7. And that's it from entertainment to sports, where Manchester City beat Fulham to enter 4th place in the English Premier League. This and more on our sports bulletin. And you're welcome to Sport News, where Manchester City continued their return to form in the English Premier League following a 2-0 win over Fulham at the Etihad Stadium on Saturday. Raheem Sterling and Kevin De Bruyne laid the platform for the win, with the latter setting up the former to slot in an opening goal after 5 minutes. Some minutes later, the English winger tripped in the box by Joachim Andersen to allow the Belgian midfielder to score from the penalty spot to take a comfortable first-half lead. This was City's manager Pep Guardiola's 700th game, during which he has won 29 major trophies in 11 seasons, including 2 Premier League titles with City. They are 4th on the table with 18 points from 10 matches, while Fulham are 17th with 7 points from 10 games. Elsewhere, Burnley played a 1-1 draw with Everton at the Turf Moor. Everton occupy 8th spots with 17 points, while Burnley are 19th with 6 points. In other games, West Ham lost to Manchester United in a 1-3 goal line. Chelsea defeated Leeds 3-1. Sevilla and Madrid ended in 1-0 with a win for Madrid by Yassine Bouana. The Cadiz and Barcelona game ended in a 2-1 win for Cadiz. Bayern Munich and Leipzig ended in a 3-3 draw. Juventus defeated Torino 2-1, while Inter Milan won Bologna 3-1 scoreline. And Tanzanian champions Simba SC progressed to the first round of the CAF Champions League after 1-0 aggregate over Plateau United, despite a goalless draw against the Nigerian side on Saturday at the Benjamin Mkpa Stadium. Coach Seven Vandenberg deployed a rather defensive lineup against the Peace Boys as John Bonko, Chama and Louis Mikosane were the only outright attacking players. With a packed midfield, Simba failed to launch a direct attack in the entire first half but chose to play the ball wide. They had 0 shots on target, although they had more time on the ball than their rivals from Jos City. Simba will now face either Costa del Sol of Mozambique or Zimbabwe's FC Platinum in the first round. In other results, Gor Mahia progressed from the preliminary round to the first round after seeing off APR of Rwanda 3-1 on aggregates. And that's it on sports, and that's the news. But before we go, a quick recap of the headlines. DSS warns against actions threatening national security. U.S. removes reciprocity visa fees for Nigerians. And 4 policemen drowned, others rescued during Bielsa's senatorial by-election. Do remember that the continued unity of Nigeria is a collective responsibility. Be sure to play your part. Do not forget you can listen to us anywhere in the world by visiting our website at www.kufm.net or download our mobile app from the Google Play Store. We are also live on YouTube at KUFM Nigeria, and you can also listen to us on RadioGarden.com. KUFM News Dawn was produced by Blessing Asekume. I am Omoyogbe.